Welcome back to the Wake Competition Center. We've got our second matchup here on the red rink this evening between the U16 squads for the Naperville Sabres and the Philadelphia Little Flyers. The U14 Sabres with an 8-0 win over the Little Flyers earlier. Another 45-minute contest scheduled here with 3 15-minute periods between these two squads. Early on, both teams still feeling each other out a little bit, trying to get back into the flow of things. And it'll be Naperville covering back behind their own net. Naperville in the white uniforms moving left to right here in period number 1, and the orange, the Little Flyers, moving right to left. It'll be cleared out to neutral ice. Flyers in control to the near side. Grant pokes at it but can't get it deep. And it'll be stalled out at the blue line. Working in on the far side. Trickles across the goal line, but nobody able to poke it into the back of the net. A good chance for the Little Flyers there. And they'll force it out in front again. This one cleared out down the middle of the rink, and that'll send everyone chasing. Bonnie Kate Mundy the first to it, reverses direction with it, but the Flyers can't control. Back at the Naperville blue line, the Sabres control. Pass up intended for Castro's through her legs, and they'll fight for it at the Philly blue line. Forced in by the Sabres. 2.5 minutes in, looking for the first strike from either team. Had a great opportunity for Philadelphia that trickled right along the goal line just a minute ago. Into the middle, Castro high slot dispossessed. Swatted back in by Naperville. Little Flyers looking to break out. Skitters through the middle of the ice does the puck, and the Flyers will get a change as the Sabres go back behind their net. Misplayed, taken away, and it'll be thrown to the middle. The Flyers with a good chance coming. Shot on the way. Whistles wide off the stick of Morgan Daly. And the Sabres will control deep. Hoggen up the far side, has an open teammate in Corey Matthey. Matthey to the middle, wrist shot blocked in traffic, and the Flyers will direct it to the corner. A scrum along the wall. Swept to the middle, nobody there. Bouncing puck will get out of the zone, and that'll force a retreat from the Sabres. Sparrow throws it deep. Daly will chase it down for the Flyers. About 4 minutes gone, and this U16 matchup. Bouncing puck and the skates of Gotch, and she'll stumble to the ice. Kalachi gets a stick to it for the Flyers, and it'll be directed deep by Philadelphia. Caleb Booth chasing after it for the orange and black. She's got control behind the net. Looking out, high slot, has an open teammate at the point, and it'll be shoveled back in. Booth again, loose puck, swats at it, can't get a stick to it, and Daly will collect for Philly out in neutral ice. A scrum along the near wall. Philadelphia comes away with it. Daly swings it back to the opposite corner. Flyers will put on the forecheck, and they keep the zone once again. Trip up in the near circle. Play will continue on the opening game between the U14 squads here. It was Naperville controlling play and possessing in the offensive end for the majority of the game. Right now it's been just about all Flyers. Kept in nicely by Daly. Swatted that one out of the air. Hahn powering towards the net, can't get in front. And she'll collect it back at the top of the near circle. Drop back, slap shot coming from Mundy. That one's blocked and gets out into neutral ice. That gives the Sabres a chance to change. And the Little Flyers reset, lifted through neutral ice. That's off of a body. And it'll pinball around in the neutral zone, swatted down by the Sabres and into the Philadelphia end. Fight for it in the middle of the Philadelphia end. That was the longest stretch of offensive zone ice time for Naperville here early. Looking to hold the blue line, and they do. Down along the hash marks, it's kept in. We have a player down and a hand up, and we'll get a penalty on the Little Flyers. And a 2-minute power play coming up for the Sabres. A chance here potentially to jump out to an early lead with a 2-minute advantage. .8:44 to go in period number 1. We'll get our first power play of the game for the Naperville Sabres. Philadelphia wins off the draw, but they can't control. In the near corner, it's Naperville out to the middle. Wrist shot right in on goal. Rebounds loose. They'll swat at it, and it'll be held strong. Nothing in the back of the net yet. That was Leah Gracia making the save. She'll man the net for Philadelphia in this contest. They win the face-off again, and the Little Flyers clear out all the way back to the Naperville blue line. Corinne Matthey sweeps it to the near wall. Banked up the boards, hockey in, and she'll dump it deep. And immediately swept back out by the Flyers. Philadelphia has done a great job killing this penalty so far. They have not allowed the Sabres to get set up in the offensive end. And the Flyers not even allowing the puck to get out of the Sabre end of the ice. They finally clear it out. The Sabres need a change though, and this will give a chance to the Little Flyers for maybe a shorthanded opportunity. They'll elect to dump it deep. Hahn giving chase for the orange and black. She'll chip it loose, curling in the far corner. And she'll stall for time. We're over halfway through the power play for Naperville so far. They haven't been able to establish anything yet. Daly tries to sweep it deep, deflected off a stick, and it's cleared out. But Philadelphia sends it back in once more. Power play now over for the Sabres as they come up empty. And it's back to even strength. As we're a little over halfway through this first period. McKersey gets to it. McKenna tries to clear it out, held in at the point by Philadelphia once again. That's where it becomes really difficult if you're Naperville. Got to find a way to relieve some pressure and get out of the zone. High shot and wide on the near side. Little Flyers collect in the near corner. And finally the Sabres able to clear it out, and it will skitter down into neutral ice. 5:38 to go in this first period. Still no score between the Sabres and the Little Flyers, although Philadelphia has carried the majority of play, including while they were shorthanded for a couple of minutes. Naperville in possession, and they're finally going to be able to get it out. Speed down the far wing, cutting to the middle, and a shot on goal, padded away. Another rebound, and Gracia watches it skitter wide. Bouncing puck out in front. Matthey can't get a clean stick to it. Naperville starting to set up offensively. Philadelphia looking to clear up the near board. Some contact, down goes a player, but we'll continue. Swept back across. Philadelphia and Naperville both making changes. And now Naperville will move in, and we've got an offsides call. Off the face-off, it's advanced into the Philadelphia end. 4.5 minutes to go in this first period. And we're starting to see the momentum tilt a little bit back in the Sabres' favor. Long pass, beating out an icing call though with the Flyers. And they'll look to set up in the offensive end. Hahn down in the corner, working hard. Deflects it out in front, nobody there to put it on net. But it's still Philadelphia in control. Back behind the net. Booth finds Hahn. Hahn splits the defense, trying to cut out in front, but a nice job shutting that down by Sidney Luchow. And she'll send it all the way down the ice. That'll be icing. And the faceoff coming back down into the Naperville end. Well, the Sabres, they're a nice extended opportunity to put some pressure on the defense of Philadelphia. Off the face-off, official takes a tumble, but will continue. She's up and back in action. Booth behind the net, forces a Sabre off the puck. Little give and go, still Booth behind the cage. Out to the far corner, centering pass coming in, tipped up in the air, and it will bounce along to the near corner. And it will be Philadelphia possessing in that corner. Again, it's Booth down there. Booth and Hahn, not the biggest bodies out there, but they have been really difficult to handle, and they have not been afraid to get into the physical aspect of this game any bit. Swept back in by Philadelphia as they continue to put on some offensive zone pressure. Hard shot, sticked away. Philadelphia really putting the pressure on here. And if you're Naperville, you're going to have to get it out of the defensive end soon, or it might end up in the back of the net. Klachi can't get a shot off. Far circle, here comes Arister wide. And it'll slide around to the near wall. Daly backhands it back in. Philadelphia trying to force their way out in front, not there. And Naperville clears. It's Patricia Novak who's forced off the puck. Philadelphia trying to turn it back around, gaining the red line, dumping it deep. And the defense on the Little Flyers side getting a change. That'll allow for a stretch pass from Naperville, missed everybody. And the Little Flyers send it back up that far wall. Just over 2 minutes to go in this first period. We're scoreless between these two teams. Although the Little Flyers with a few more chances on their side. Carried up the near side by Hagian. She'll send it deep. It'll be pitchforked back behind the net. Wrist shot through the crease. Nobody able to put it in the net. And now the Little Flyers clear it out. And there's a tripping call coming up here on Naperville. And this might be just what the Little Flyers needed to get a goal here late in the period. They'll have their first power play coming up now. As I mentioned, they've carried most of the play in the offensive end. They'll try to do it again here with a extra skater on the ice. So 2 minutes on the penalty. And Naperville, a nice job off the draw, clearing it out initially. Clevens back, a defenseman. Leaves it along the near wall for Grant. Sophie Grant spins it up the boards. Gotch there for Naperville. She gets control. Tried to wrist it out of the zone. Hits a body, stays in. Now Philadelphia, high wrist shot wide. 1:10 left in the period. It'll be about 24 seconds, assuming the Little Flyers do not score. It'll be about 25 seconds up a body to start period number 2. And we've got another hand up. We've got another penalty coming, and it will be another one against Naperville. So it'll be a 5-on-3 for the remainder of the period. Again, assuming no goals for the Little Flyers. Off the face-off, Little Flyers control. Little slapper there from Daly ends up high and wide. 43 seconds left in the period. Pass swung cross ice, dropped to the near point for Daly. She'll load up a wrist shot. Deflection in front by Booth. Skips over top of the net. Sent back out in front. Booth can't get a stick to it. And that'll let Naperville carry it out. Hard wrister all the way down behind the net. As the Sabres try to kill off the remainder of this period. Again, they're down 2 players right now with a pair of penalties. And they're really going to be tested here. 13 seconds to go. As a Sabre goes down, and they're offsides on the other end. The Flyers had a chance 4 or 5-on-2 there with the body down on the ice to come in and try and put one home, but unable to do so. So now with just under 9 seconds to go, they're going to try and get a quick opportunity after the face-off in the neutral zone. Naperville off the face-off, clears it all the way down, and that will finish off period number 1. 24 seconds left on the 5-on-3, and there will be another 1:07 left on the second penalty to the Sabres as we get started with the second period here in just a moment. Scoreless after 15 minutes. We've got a fresh 15 minutes up on the clock here at the Red Rink at Wake Competition Center as we get set to start period number 2 between the U16 squads from Naperville. Short-hander, a 5-on-3 chance, stopped nicely as Philadelphia got one of their best chances of the game so far. But a 5-on-3 for the next 10 seconds, and then a little less than a minute after that on the man advantage for the Little Flyers. 5-on-3 comes to an end, down to a power play again for the Little Flyers. They'll try and keep it deep. Slap shot from the far point, stopped up in traffic. 30 seconds left on the power play. Cleared out into neutral ice. Nice job by the Sabres. And again, they've struggled a little bit to control play here. The majority of the possession has been in favor of this Little Flyers squad. But a nice job defending, and particularly on that somewhat extended 5-on-3, and then the rest of that penalty kill, which is coming to an end now for the Little Flyers. They come up empty on an extended 5-on-3, and now a chance for Naperville moving forward. Wrist shot off a shoulder, rebound covered up in front by Gracia. And the best chance of the night so far for the Sabres right there, but we're still scoreless. Gracia making the save. And it'll be an offensive zone face-off now for Naperville. Back to the top of the far circle. Slap shot deflected to the corner, sent out in front, but that pass disrupted. Back to the near post again. 1 try, 2 tries, and it doesn't go. But Naperville really starting to pick up the pressure here. Trying to keep it in. Sophie Grant forcing it up off the glass, can't get it out. And Naperville swings it to the middle. There to defend is Rachel Clevens. Up the middle, now outside, far side, it's Grant. She gets the pass from Marina McCann. Loose on the hashes over on the far wall. Bonnie Kate Mundy throws it in front. And nobody can get a stick to it. 2 minutes gone here in period number 2. Looking for our first goal still. Naperville moving out. Up the far side, pass is overshot, and Philadelphia will track it down. Another stretch pass. This one misses everybody, and it will be icing. That sends us back to the Philadelphia and Naperville again in the all-white. With the navy blue shorts, we'll be moving right to left here in this second period, and the orange and black, the little Flyers, moving left to right. Face off to the near side of the Philadelphia net. Loose puck in the middle of the zone. Taken out, and Hahn will race forward with speed in on the breakaway, and a big save. Priya Thatchett standing tall. And that was a great save by the netminder. Sometimes it's tough. She had to match a speedy Hahn coming in. And then she stood tall on a shot back across the body of Hahn and made a big save to keep it scoreless. Off the face-off, thrown in front by the little Flyer. Still loose for Booth to steer towards the net, but can't get it on goal. Now Daly on the far point, slaps it off the boards and into the corner. Hahn there with Booth, but they can't control. Held in by Daly. Booth along to Hahn one more time. Steps around one defender, now around a second. In the slot, open. Teammate Kalachi can't control to get it on net. And another opportunity out in front goes by the wayside. Centered for Hagian. And Hagian will skate it out to the blue line, send it off the boards and deep. Didn't gain the red line though, and we've got another icing call. .11:50 to go here in the second period. A scoreless game right now between the U16 Philadelphia Little Flyers and the Naperville Sabres. Little Flyers win the faceoff. Another slapper from the far point. Bounces wide. Naperville controls in the near corner. Lifted past Clevens on the point and out of the zone. Daly retreats. Pardon me, that was Mundy who slaps it back in. And it will be controlled by McKenna. Madeline McKenna backhands it up the near wall and out into neutral ice. Again, it's Mundy chasing it down. Held in at the point by Matthew. Naperville will move forward. Matthew can't maintain control. It's picked up by LaChow in the near corner. Out to the point, swept towards the net. That didn't get through traffic on the stick of the Garon, and a blind wrist shot. It's the back of the net. A beautiful shot from Madeline McKenna. And it's a 1-0 lead for Naperville, and that is a big goal to pick up for the Sabres. I think from watching this game, you can see that the Flyers had more of the momentum. They possessed the puck a little bit better. They had a few more solid chances, but it's Madeline McKenna putting it home for the first goal of the game. .11:08 to go in period number 2. Flyers win the faceoff, and that's one thing to keep an eye on. Is that we saw in the first game this evening between these two U14 squads, the team who controlled play most was the one winning the faceoff, and of course for Naperville that led to 8 goals in that game. But right now that's not the case here. Philadelphia's had some solid possessions down in their offensive end. But they haven't been able to put one home despite a couple of high-quality chances. Over at the blue line. Kept in by the Sabres, who are making changes. The other thing to keep in mind here in the second period, a little bit longer change, so that can give offenses some forwards some more space to move when teams are making changes. McCann flips it deep for the Flyers. Nobody there, though, to put pressure on. And now Hagian coming out for Naperville. Use it for a teammate. Wrist shot. In and another goal. Naperville finding their stride. A couple of beautiful wrist shots. And just like that, 2-0 Sabres. Those 2 goals coming about a minute and a half apart.
Yeah, we've got it recording. We're having internet issues that we've been trying to solve.
If you recorded it, that's fine.
We're trying.
Flyers control off the faceoff after the goal from the Naperville captain. And Kylie Del Rey. Now another chance coming in. On the breakaway, weak shot sticked away. But Naperville really picking up the pressure here. And Booth will clear it out through some skates. Hahn giving chase for the Little Flyers. Avery Hahn sends it back for Booth. Booth will backhand it down the boards and behind the net once more. Naperville first to it. Sent out. Will skitter all the way down the ice. And we've seen both of these teams here in the second period. And talked a little bit about the longer line changes. We've seen both teams here try and stretch out some passes in transition and catch teams on a long change. But we've seen more icings than breakaway opportunities. Don't get me wrong, both teams have had a couple of breakaway chances. And credit to the goaltenders who have done a good job standing tall. Along the far side, they'll fight for it in the Naperville end. It squirts loose and the Sabres come away with it. Down the far wing, long wrist shot right in on goal. Short rebound there for Gracia, poked home, but the whistle had come already. You can see the strategy starting to come together for Naperville, as it might have something to do with a less busy first period for Leah Gracia, but she's a little bit shaky in the net. Can't really falter for the 2 goals. They were really good shots, particularly that first goal from Madeline McKenna. I'm not sure that Gracia was able to see it at all. And then the second one, an absolute beauty of a wrist shot to make it 2-0. But don't count these Little Flyers out. They've controlled a lot of the play up until about the last 4 or 5 minutes now. So they do have the potential to jump right back into this hockey game. They're in control right now. McCann banks it up the boards in the neutral zone, and they're offside. Good effort trying to stay on, but couldn't keep the toe down. Face-off just outside of the Naperville end after the offsides. We'll get restarted. The Sabres coming away with control. To Castro on the near side. She can't get to it. Philadelphia chips it back up the boards, and it'll be banked out of the zone. Moving in, Catherine Smiley, 2-on-0, right off the cage. That one hit the mask of Thatchett. And now the Flyers buzzing around the net. They couldn't get a shot on goal, and Naperville clears it out. This one will trickle down the ice, not going to be strong enough for icing. And so Philadelphia retreats back behind their own net. Daly up the boards looking for McCann. That misses its target. And a slow slider down the ice will be icing this time, with about half of the second period remaining. A fairly evenly played hockey game here. You definitely see the possession favoring Philadelphia a tad, but certainly tilted a little bit more towards Naperville as of late and the Sabres. Great job taking advantage of some scoring opportunities. And as a result, they've got a 2-0 lead. Near corner, Philadelphia controls off their defensive zone face-off. Swept right back in from the point by Naperville. And Little Flyers back in control. Banked up the boards. Hockey in there to shut that down for Naperville. Quickly loses control. And Avery Hahn knocks it up the boards. Now Booth as they ping pong it back and forth in neutral ice. Eventually controlled by the Sabres. They'll gain the red line and dump it deep. Back in that far corner, Bonnie Mundy works it up the boards. She finds Booth, and Booth on the gallop. Looking to the middle for Clutchy, and it's broken up. And slides back behind the net. Hagian along the far wall for Naperville has it knocked off her stick. Sabres still in control. Breakout pass up the middle, collected. And here come the Sabres. Matthew has a trailer. And they'll force it back behind the net. Still Sabres looking for something out in the danger area. It's not there. Fought for in that far corner. Booth comes away with it for Philadelphia. Forks it up the boards, but not out. Held in at that far point. Matthew swings one on goal off the glove of Gracia and down, but the Flyers clear it out. And this one going to be right in on Priya Thatchett, so no icing and a chance to change for Philadelphia. Slid up the wall. Deflected over to that far side and held on to by the Little Flyers. Georgia Cronin throws it around the net. Flyers still struggling to get out, and that's one of the things that can really be troublesome for a team, and that was the problem for the Sabres earlier from Naperville. Trouble getting it out, ended up putting them in a hole on a 5-on-3 that they were able to kill off, and that really was kind of the turning point. They killed off the 5-on-3 at the beginning of the period, and since then it's been the Sabres really taking control. 5.5 minutes to go in the second. They've still got a 2-0 lead. Breakout pass through the skates of Castro and all the way down, but again, not strong enough for an icing call. Well, that's an adjustment we've seen from this Naperville team here just in the last couple of minutes. These longer passes up the ice as we get a penalty coming for roughing. No hitting in the ladies' game, and that will be a penalty on the Little Flyers. So Naperville will go on the power play. This is a crucial kill for the Flyers. Down 2 already. They've had a couple power play opportunities themselves, but a goal here from Naperville will make this that much more difficult for the Little Flyers. Del Rey to take the faceoff for Naperville, wins it back to McKenna. The 2 goal scorers combining there. McKenna with it now at the point. Saw a pretty deadly wrist shot from her earlier this period. Instead, she'll elect to wrap it around the boards and deep. Del Rey knocks her man off the puck. Swept back into the far corner. Couple of Sabres there to pressure Clevens, the defenseman for the Flyers, and Naperville comes away with it. Looking to step into a shot. McKenna, it's not there. Throws it cross ice, looking for a tip. Didn't get it. Little Flyers get to it. 35 seconds into the power play for Naperville, and now Grant will carry it out for the Little Flyers. Gets it deep, loses control, and now we've got another penalty, and it'll be 4-on-4 here for the next minute and 16 seconds. So once we get through this 4-on-4, it'll be an abbreviated power play for the Little Flyers. 1:16 left on the penalty to Del Rey of Naperville. Or pardon me, 2 minutes up there for Del Rey's penalty. And 1:16 left on the Little Flyers penalty, as we've got another whistle. And now a high sticking call. And it'll be the Little Flyers headed back to the box. So I need to stop making assumptions. This will be the Little Flyers back on the penalty kill. It is a 4-on-3. And Naperville with an offensive zone face-off here. The high sticking penalty goes to Marina McCann, and there's a whole lot of space on this ice now. Top to the slot, they score. High slot wrist shot. Ends up in the back of the net. And it is now 3-0 Naperville. And I believe we'll go back to 4-on-4. They'll sort that out. 4 minutes left in the second period. It was scoreless after the first 15 minutes. But Naperville has opened things up here in the second. And it will be 4-on-4 as McCann stays in the box. Del Rey still with 1:35 left on her penalty. Booth will move forward with it for the Little Flyers, and they need one badly here to make this a little bit closer heading into the third period. Booth circling with it. Plenty of space to move with it. She's out in front, tipped in on goal, and Thatcher will jump on top of it and cover. But a dangerous little chance there for Booth. She used her speed, found some space, and circled around until she found an open lane. 1:13 left on the 4-on-4 as Del Rey still in the box as the captain for Naperville. And now we're going to get another change as Naperville, a couple of delayed changes here. Olivia Corrales comes to the bench. Scrum off the faceoff. Gotch first to it for Naperville. She'll look cross ice, held in at the blue line, thrown right in on goal. Nice save by Thatchett. Not necessarily expecting that one, but makes the save on the shot from Conway. 3:31 to go in the period now, about a minute left on the 4-on-4. And then it becomes a very short power play for Naperville. Face off one to the middle of the ice. They'll battle for it. Hahn there against Gotch. And Gotch wins the battle for the Sabres. Try and clear, can't get it out. Held in by Conway on the near point, but it pinballs around and squirts out anyhow. Booth directs it back in once more. Behind the net, Naperville resets up through the middle. That pass missed everybody. Did get tipped, says the official. So play continues. Conway first there for the Little Flyers. Up the boards. And swept right back in on goal. Gracia will hold on for a faceoff with 2:53 to go. Face-off won by the Little Flyers. They'll push it out of the zone into neutral ice. That's Kalachi, but steered right back in. Naperville, one thing that Naperville has done really well, and whichever team has really controlled play, the thing they've done well is controlling the blue lines. Chance for the Little Flyers dancing in. Can't get in on goal. Behind the net, it's Madeline McKenna. There goes the penalty time to Del Rey. It is a quick power play for the Sabres. Won't last long though. And it's just about over. Flyers holding the zone with one less body on the ice, and it'll be back to even strength now as out of the box comes McCann. Flyers still sustaining pressure. Up at the point, they'll fight for it, still trying to keep it in. And some skates, eventually squirts out of the zone. And the Sabres will force it back into the Philly end. Under 2 minutes to go in this second period. It has been a 3-goal period for Naperville. First one came from Madeline McKenna, then the captain for the Sabres added another one. That was Kylie Del Rey. And a power play goal coming not too long ago, made it 3-0. 90 seconds left in the period. Sent deep by the Sabres, and we're going to get an icing call. So Philadelphia with a late chance here potentially in the offensive zone faceoff. And if you are the Little Flyers, this is to some extent a do-or-die moment in this game for you. They carried the play through the first period. They had a chance with a 2-minute advantage to start the second for about 25 seconds. That ended up, after that, having another 30 seconds or so on the power play, and they weren't able to put it home. And since then, Naperville has used that momentum to propel them forward. Collected by Conway. Her clearing pass shut down at the blue line by Matthew, but Conway kicks it out of the zone anyhow. Dumped back in as we are under a minute to play in period number 2. Swept around the boards for Grant. She can't handle. Held in at the blue line by Naperville. Swept back behind the net. Again, the clearance shut down at the far blue line by Naperville. Back behind the net. Sabres will control. Dropped out to the top of the slot. Nobody can connect with it. And the Little Flyers get it out. Grant trying to force it through the neutral zone. Has it swatted back into her own end. Daly there to support. Back in on the stick of Grant again. He's got a few Sabres closing in. Forces the puck into the near corner. 12 seconds left in the period as Conway keeps it in. Puck will skitter back behind the net. Over into the far corner. It's still the Flyers in control. Back behind the net. 3 seconds to go in the period. And it'll be wasted out. There's the horn. 30 minutes down, 15 to go. The Naperville Sabres breaking things open in the second. 3-0 after 2. Third period ready to start here between the Naperville Sabres and the Philadelphia Little Flyers. Naperville, a 3-0 lead, scored all 3 goals in that second period. And again, just to get back to that turning point, the turning point in this one was the kill of the 5-on-3 power play by Naperville early in the second period. It was only a minute or so after that that they put home the first goal. Had another one about a minute or so after that. Haven't looked back since, so we'll see how this third period goes. Looking to stretch one out for the captain, Del Rey. And it's through her skates all the way down. They'll wave off the icing call, though. Mundy behind her own cage. Lifts it up the near wall. Del Rey there to slow it up. Pardon me, that's Hagian. But it's stolen away, and here comes Avery Hahn. 2-on-1 for the Little Flyers. Lifted across. Here comes a shot pad save made by Priya Thatchett. And she'll hold on for the faceoff. Nice little pass there from Hahn to get it across, and pretty solid decision there from the forward to make that play as well, as she had Jenna Kalachi over on the far side. Because it wasn't the best angle to shoot from for Hahn. She was kind of on her weak side, her backhand side, so it was tougher to square up for a shot. And she lifted a saucer pass nicely across to Kalachi. Just couldn't get a strong shot on net with the time she had. One-timer fanned on by Daly as we restart on the offensive zone face-off for Philadelphia. Breakout pass into the neutral zone for Castro. She can't handle for the Sabres. And it's back in the possession of Georgia Cronin and the Philadelphia Little Flyers. Wrist shot from the far circle. Sticked away and covered up by Thatchett. We'll get another face-off just over a minute into period number 3. Face-off to the left side of Thatchett. Battle for it in that far circle. Swept out of the zone by Naperville. And this one's all the way down for an icing call. It was Page who got to stick to that for the Sabres. And we'll head right back down to do it again. Now, one thing that's a little bit different when it comes to youth hockey from the rules calls you're accustomed to seeing at the professional level, you are still allowed to make a change on an icing call here at the youth level. So there isn't that added penalty of leaving tired bodies on the ice. So not a bad decision if you are worn out. Just ice the puck and get a new set of legs out there. Clearance up the middle, held in by Daly for Philadelphia. She'll smack it back off the corner boards and behind the net. Centering pass skitters through the low slot. Nobody there to get a stick to it for Philly. And it'll be swept back around the boards, where Naperville will try to break out one more time. Philadelphia extended zone time. This is what the first period looked like a little bit. And it's going to take some goal scoring here for Philly to get back in this one. Shot deflected in on goal, handled easily by Thatchett. And we'll get another face-off. We will have you covered throughout the weekend. PackTV here covering the evening games on the Red Rink. So we'll be back with more action tomorrow evening, 6:45, our first start tomorrow. As Philadelphia controls at the point, Mundy. Cross for Clevens, wrist shot, loose puck in front, backhander off the post, it's loose in the crease, and a snow angel done by Thatchett to keep it out. And it will stay 3-0. That was hands down the best chance for Philadelphia here in this contest. It was a pretty wide open net. Unfortunately, I believe it was Grant. Sophie Grant unable to get a good enough angle on the backhand, ended up hitting the post, and it got tangled up underneath of Priya Thatchett. Naperville clears off the face-off, retreating. The little Flyers will reset. Up the far wall, breakout pass into the neutral zone, will be furthered along and deep by Catherine Smiley. She stalled out just inside the zone, though. Wrist shot, cross ice, ends up in the near corner, chased down by the little Flyers. Again, it's Grant. Her centering pass picked off by Del Rey. And Del Rey will throw it off the boards, looking for a teammate. And it's all the way down in on Gracia, who covers it up. Not a bad idea if they're from Del Rey. Looking for Patricia Novak on that one. One of the more creative stretch passes we've seen. We talked a little bit about Naperville's stretch passes earlier. They're not as vertical as they were earlier on in the game. They're a little more cross ice, and you get results like that where you don't end up icing the puck, but instead you get an offensive zone faceoff. Philadelphia controls and clears. This one will slide slowly down the ice. First one to it is Hahn. She'll be taken down. That's going to be a tripping call coming up on Naperville. And Philadelphia going to go back on the power play. They've got control of the puck right now in the scrum. Once Naperville gets a touch to it, and there they do. And Booth puts her palms to the air. That looked like Philadelphia got a piece of it, but it's tough if you're the official from that angle behind the net to see that. And so it will be a stoppage and a power play coming up for the Little Flyers. But again, we've said it a couple times, as the game gets later on, the importance of these man-up situations, particularly for Philadelphia, becomes more and more important. Clearance held in, well, almost held in by Conway, hopped over her stick at the blue line and out. She'll retreat for it in her own end. Pressure there put on by the Naperville penalty kill. They'll dislodge it. Nice job by Lachow to dislodge the puck. Neutral ice. Still giving the Little Flyers some trouble. Hahn forces it up the wall. Swept right back by Naperville. Del Rey collects, working into the zone. She's spun off the puck, and now Philadelphia moves forward. It's Hahn once again, trying to work around a defenseman. Drops it back to the point. Puck squirts to the middle. Del Rey's clearance shut down. Couchy will get a piece of it. And she'll control. Couchy. Plenty of space in the middle of the ice, about halfway through the power play for Philadelphia. We've still got a little less than 11 minutes left in this game, so time to make up the 3-goal deficit. But a goal here would be huge for Philadelphia on this power play. Couchy looking to the middle, shot skitters wide of the net, bounces to the near side. Swatted up the boards, Daly holds the zone for the Little Flyers, finds Booth along the wall. She'll quarterback, floats one in on goal, the rebound loose in the crease, and Thatchett comes away with it, some pushing and shoving in the scrum after the play, but puck is covered up, and we'll get another offensive zone face-off for Philadelphia. They've still got 42 seconds on their power play. Penalty on that last one, a tripping call to Sophia Guerin. And a loose puck off the face-off. They're still fighting for control. Mundy tries to swat it deep, but Naperville clears the zone. Half a minute left on the man advantage as maybe a shorthanded chance. That'll be shut down though. Another good shorthanded effort, I should say, from Naperville. They've done a really good job of not allowing Philadelphia, when the puck comes out, not allowing Philadelphia an easy way back into the offensive end. Natalie Gotch will swing it around the boards as the penalty coming to an end for Guerin. Back onto the ice. We're back to full strength on both sides. Chance coming. Slap shot. Nice positioning there by Thatchett to get a pad to it. And Naperville clears. They'll get a couple of fresh bodies on the ice. Under 10 minutes to go in this one. The big story right now for Philadelphia is missed chances on the power play. They had a somewhat extended 5-on-3 they were unable to score on, and just now another big power play opportunity that goes by the wayside, and they ace the puck there. It'll be an offensive zone face-off for the Naperville Sabres coming up. Naperville, as an organization, looking to go 2-0 here early in the North Carolina Showcase. Their U14 squad taking down the U14 Little Flyers 8-0 in the game prior to this one here on the Red Rink at Wake Competition Center. Off the draw, Philly controls. With speed, they'll bring it out. Racing down that far side is Morgan Daly. Has it knocked off her stick, but the Little Flyers hold the zone for the moment. Deflected out now by Naperville and into neutral ice. Tracking it down is Conway. And she'll circle with it inside her own end. Clearance held by McKenna. Her pass blocked by Grant. Now a chance moving forward for the Little Flyers. Centering pass. And McKenna gets back on the back check to make up for the turnover. And Naperville clears it out of danger. Once again, the Little Flyers retreat to their own end to restart. Cleared out to the red line. Swept right back in, though, by Guerin. And if you're Naperville here, this is a perfectly acceptable course of play right now. If you can hold the puck to the neutral zone, make it difficult for Philadelphia to get into the offensive end, it's going to be tough for them to make a comeback. Castro racing in, throws a couple of shots off the shins of Daly. Loose puck along the side of the net. There's a whole pile of bodies over there whack at the puck. It's still loose, steered in towards the goaltender, Gracia, and it will be covered up. And we'll have a face-off coming up here on the near side of Leah Gracia in the Philadelphia end. 7 minutes, 57 seconds to play. And a good defensive effort there by Philadelphia's Catherine Smiley. She did a really good job of shielding the Sabres off of the puck and allowing the puck to slowly move in on Gracia where she could get a glove over top of it. As that was another dangerous chance for the Sabres, who win the face-off backwards. Pass swung on goal. Page has her shot deflected to the near corner. And she'll pin it up against the wall. Lauren Page forces it back behind the net. Philadelphia takes over. Nifty little move to get out by Booth. Kayla Booth races down behind the Naperville net. She'll shield off a defenseman. Holds on to possession, working from her knees out in front. And can't connect with Cauchy. So it'll be cleared out by Naperville. Just over 7 minutes to go. And again, the Little Flyers probably getting a little bit better of the play here in the third period as that clearance deflects over top of the Sabre bench and out of play for a face-off. face-off just outside of the Naperville end. Won by Philadelphia. Daly whiffs on the cross-ice pass. And now it's Naperville in control. Matthew in the middle. Forces it to the far side. LaChao gets a piece of it. And moves it forward. Matthew again, moving into the high slot. Wrist shot right into the glove of Gracia. And she will hold on. Off the face-off, it's forced into the near corner. Shuffled up the boards by the little Flyers. Gasparek keeps it in on the near wall. Cross-ice pass finds Gotch, looking back to the middle, and it's tipped out of the zone by the little Flyers, trying to find some sort of offense here late. They'll move into the offensive end. High slot, wrist shot coming, and it sizzles wide. Or it can be collected by Sydney LaChao. Up the boards, deflected right back in by Conway. Now LaChao trying to pitch it up the boards one more time. Matthew comes away with it. Forward for Bridle. Bridle moving in. Around one defenseman. Daly putting on the pressure for the little Flyers. Still Bridle in control. Using her size to keep the puck. Eventually has it knocked off her stick. Del Rey there to help though. And she'll backhand it behind the net. Conway swings it around the boards once more. Up that far wall. That pass denied. And held in by Naperville. Madeline McKenna looking for another goal. Hard wrist shot, hits traffic in front. Conway clears it out. Now she's going to turn on the Jets, headed after the puck. Knocks it loose. Now it's Grant. Grant in on a breakaway. Shot stopped by Thatchett, and the rebound cleared to the far boards. Well, defensively, the Sabres have looked very good here in this game as Thatchett covers up for a face-off with 5:17 to go. But the Sabres very good defensively. I think that's been one of the stories to this game. The second period was a 3-goal period for Naperville, and they had a stretch of about 10 minutes in that period where they controlled the play as a shot from Clevens hits a body in front, deflects to the near side. But they had those 10 minutes where they really controlled. They scored a power play goal, got a couple of others. Other than that, though, Philadelphia hasn't dominated the game, but they certainly have controlled play a little bit more. And especially in this third period and a little bit later on in the period, they've got the healthier chances. Still looking for a goal, though. And that's been the thing. They've got some good chances. It's been good goaltending from Priya Thatchett. And as you saw there, when she does give up a rebound, solid defensive effort to clear the rebound out of a dangerous area. And that is certainly a big reason that this game is still, or is still a shutout for Priya Thatchett. 4:36 to go. Off the icing, it'll be an offensive zone face-off for Philadelphia. Booth to take it up against Sydney LaChao for Naperville. Loose in the near circle, squirts out to the blue line, held in momentarily by the defense of Philadelphia, forced out by Naperville, and now Matthew moving forward. She's got LaChao in the middle and just overshoots the pass. LaChao was all alone in the slot. It's still Naperville in control. Bridle back to the point. Wrist shot deflects through the slot and wide. It's not a bad decision to shoot that one from Eileen Gasparek. Puck slid in on goal, and Gracia will pounce on this one for a face-off. Again, a great event set up here at the Weight Competition Center, showing off the new ice rinks here in the Raleigh area of North Carolina. It'll be the new practice facility for the Carolina Hurricanes as well, if you can't tell by the branding on the ice and around the rink. But more importantly, this is an awesome weekend for these girls to showcase their talents here in the North Carolina Showcase, which of course the purpose of this NGHL league, set up to bring some of the best talent in women's hockey together here in the United States. Chance for the Flyers, blockered away by Thatchett, and again, There to clean up the rebound, the defense of Naperville. They'll force it out into neutral ice with 3.5 minutes to play. Conway swings it right back in through traffic. And we've got a delayed offsides here for Philadelphia. It looks like they're probably going to get whistled, and they will, and this one will go all the way down. Booth went deep into the Naperville end to play that one. And so the punt coming all the way into the Philadelphia end here. 3:17 to go. Still a 3-0 lead for Naperville. Their U14 squad in the game prior to this beating the Little Flyers 8-0. This one a little bit tighter. And again, the Flyers have carried a good amount of the play. If you were able to look at the time of possession, I think the Little Flyers would actually be winning that category. The problem is, the most important category is 3-0 in favor of the Sabres. McKenna, wrist shot through traffic. Nice pad saved by Gracia. And it deflects to the near corner. Del Rey gets to it. She'll sweep it around the boards along the far wall. It'll be pinned to the boards nicely as Naperville holds the zone. Now Hagian shot from the far circle, gloved and held on to. So another face-off here in the Philadelphia end on the far side circle. Page to take the face-off for Naperville. It's tied up to start. Pinching in, McKenna holds the zone for the Sabres. Castro can't control it. Deflects off her, sticking out. And the Sabres will reset neutral ice. Pass pinballs through some skates. Page comes away with it, throws it on goal. Padded away nicely by Gracia. Castro drops it back to the point. Shot in, deflected by Page wide. And Chow the first to it in the near corner. Centering pass stolen away. Little Flyers can move out. Moving forward is Catherine Smiley. Looks to the far side. And it'll be brought in by the Little Flyers. Sent out in front. Shot on goal. Thatchett stands strong on the goal line and holds on to that one. It's a 3-0 game, but Priya Thatchett has been a big difference maker in this one. You might look at a 3-0 game and think it's a good goal. It's a good goaltending performance to have the shutout going here, but you got to look at the discrepancy in chances too. There's certainly been some healthy chances for the Sabres, but by my eye at least, Philadelphia a few more better ones. They've possessed in the offensive end a little more, but Thatchett has not let one pass. 2 minutes to play, and time starting to run out on the Little Flyers here in their showcase opener. They'll force it behind the net. It's Booth. Looking out in front, we'll drop it to the point for Bonnie Kate Mundy. Mundy's shot is blocked. Here comes Bridle. Off the block, she's in on a break alone. Has Matthew coming with her. Bridle, wrist shot, in on goal. The rebound's put home. Tough one for Gracia there. She did a nice job to stop the initial shot, but it was well placed to kick a rebound out in front. And Bridle put home her own rebound. 4-0 in favor of the Sabres. 1:42 to go in the contest. And that will, in all likelihood, seal this one up. Off the face-off, Del Rey wins it to the near side for the Sabres, but they can't control it. Forced in by the Flyers' Cronin. She'll slide one in on goal. Priya Thatchett looks things over and decides it's best to cover up for a face-off. 92 seconds left on this clock here in the third period. As we look back at this game, again, I talked about it plenty, pretty evenly played. Possession and offensive zone time probably favoring the Flyers a little bit, as well as the chances, but the goaltending strong for Naperville here. And they rode some momentum off of a 5-on-3 penalty kill early in the second period. Scored not long after that, added another one a little over a minute after that, and have rolled since then. Just a minute left in this one as Hagian moves it out into neutral ice. She's tied up, spins to the ice, will play on. I think the officials in a 4-0 game are going to try to avoid stopping the clock one more time. Under a minute to go as it's swept behind the Naperville cage. Cleared out to the point, slap shot blocked by Del Rey. Daly, who took the shot, trying to chase her down. A couple of defensemen back for the Little Flyers, and they'll knock it loose. as Del Rey's attack shut down. Hard collision over on the far side. As two players come together after the puck. Half a minute to go as Del Rey feathers it deep. Conway resets in her own end for Philadelphia. Sauces went up the boards. It's deflected off of a Sabre stick. Not going to get to the goal line anyhow, so play continues, no icing. Lachow looking to the middle. She's got Castro. That pass disrupted by McCann. And it'll be sent deep once more time by the Little Flyers. 5 seconds to go, trying to get something on net, maybe break the shutout. But it's going to be forced into the near corner. The clock will wind out. And it's another shutout win for the Naperville Sabres. Their U14 team winning 8-0. And the early game and the final game here on the red rink tonight goes to the U16 Sabres. A 4-0 win over the Philadelphia Little Flyers. That's going to do it for us here tonight. Don't worry, we'll be back again tomorrow with more NGHL North Carolina Showcase action. The second period, the difference here in this one. Naperville 4, Philadelphia 0.